With Ibram X. Kendi now being under investigation for mismanaging $43 million earmarked to fight racism, and another Black Lives Matter organizer admitting fraud after hundreds of thousands more have come up missing, maybe we can all just agree that the real fun was all of the inanimate objects that we toppled along the way. It seems like a lifetime ago that some of this country's best and brightest were fearlessly combating racism by burning down black-owned businesses and inflicting millions of dollars worth of property damage to black neighborhoods. Not that all of their efforts were sabotaging the very people that they claimed they were helping, of course. There wasn't a stone statue or historical monument across this fruited plain that wasn't quaking in its granite boots as brave racial justice warriors opted to go medieval on any vestige of American history prior to 2019. Thomas Jefferson, the dude whose guarantee that all men are created equal has liberated more humans from bondage than we'll ever know, gone. Ulysses S. Grant, the guy who defeated the Confederacy, effectively ended slavery, and with Robert E. Lee held the country together, gone. Abraham Lincoln, the great emancipator who, well, gone. Fair enough. I mean, nobody's perfect. And if having no faults or failing to live by cultural standards that didn't even exist when they were living, if that's the expectation we're holding everyone to, then we really shouldn't have any monuments. We really shouldn't have any positive things to say about anybody in history except for Jesus. But that's why I'm a bit confused. Because this last week, former President Jimmy Carter turned 99 years old. Now, personally, I would be tempted to join with former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama in wishing the peanut farmer turned president a happy 99th. Being a disastrous president doesn't mean that you're a disastrous human being or that we should be unable to be kind towards those people with whom we disagree. But here's my confusion. Jimmy Carter has always been tied to a legacy of anti-Semitism, consistently breaking bread with terrorists and acting in ways that jeopardize the peace and the safety of Jews in the Middle East. And before he was implementing that kind of foreign policy on a world stage, Carter was a school board member in Georgia who fought against integration. He lobbied to stop the construction of a new elementary Negro school because his fellow whites had complained it would be too close to a white school. The children, both colored and white, would have to travel the same streets and roads in order to reach their respective schools. Now, when the state of Georgia, thankfully and wisely, told Carter and company to pound sand, they nevertheless told their white patrons that they would do, quote, everything in their power to minimize simultaneous traffic between white and colored students en route to and from school. What gives? Is it the D beside his name that makes us turn a blind eye? Are we that politically idolatrous? Or is it maybe common sense that we can acknowledge that even people who believe some wrong things, who fought for some wrong causes, who said some bad stuff, who even did some sinful things, those people might still have played a part in pushing us towards being a more perfect union? Maybe it's time for the grown-ups to start setting the agenda again.